Hello, everyone. Hold on, I gotta do this intro real quick. Almost forgot about it. Okay, we're good. How is everyone? I hope everyone is having a good night. I'm not going to make this very long because waking up at 7 in the morning is really taking a toll on me, for real. For real, for real. But hello. How's everyone doing? I missed you guys. It has been such a hectic couple of weeks. It's finally starting to settle down. The good thing is my little one started kindergarten. He doesn't have school tomorrow. So, hello everyone. Tara Lee, Dear Terms of Service, Angela. I'm gonna butcher that. I know I'm not gonna say that right. Archimedes girl. How are you? Southern Lady, Rena, Boston. How's everyone doing? Okay, so we're going to talk about this a little bit because a lot of shit has been going down on YouTube. Hey, Allegedly with Brittany. How are you, beautiful? I want to talk about this, obviously, because there's been a lot of false striking going on. There has been people's channels getting taken down, in particular, Critical K. And somebody else got taken down too. Who's the other one whose channel just got taken down? I can't remember who it is. It's at the tip of my tongue, but I cannot remember. I don't freaking know. But yeah, lots of channels been taken down. So we're going to talk about it for a minute. Because obviously I don't think that you're allowed. No, not KJ. I don't think KJ got taken down. Oh, yeah, that's it, Angela. Kim Kaufman got taken down. Thank you, Angela. So, a lot of different channels have been taken down. And does this mean that YouTube is finally starting to pay attention to toxic creators? I'm going to go ahead and say no, because there's still so many. But you got to start somewhere, right? I can go on forever, you guys, about why I feel like YouTube, don't get me wrong, I think YouTube is a great platform. Excuse me. I've met some amazing people here on YouTube. There's also some people I wish I would never have met. And I love being able to have a channel where my voice can be heard, to educate on things that are important in the world and that matter to me. It's a blessing. It really is. However, there are just some things that I feel like YouTube needs to pay more attention to, because, and it's specifically toxic creators. And I'm not a stranger to calling out toxic creators, and I will continue to do so. That's what commentary is. It's calling out, people on their hypocrisy, calling out people on racism, calling out people on racial microaggression behavior, things like that. Those are the things that matter to me. So, hold on, I'm going to come on camera here in a second. So, I've called out many, and I will continue to do so. In particular, Critical K, because you guys all know my story with her. I actually liked her when she first started out. I've been on her panel in the past. I like the fact that she promoted and encouraged critical thinking. But once I took a step back and did my own research, did my due diligence, then that's when I figured out, wow, this lady is horrible. And she is toxic. And she has done nothing but spread hate and hostility throughout this community. And she's gotten away with it for a long, long time. Her channel getting shut down is way overdue. And the sad part about it is I don't want anyone's channel really taken down. Does that make sense? I just feel like if YouTube was to pay better attention to these toxic creators, and even if you take them down temporarily, maybe that will snap them back into reality and start having a platform more seriously. You're awesome, Teaya. You are very polite. Remain classy regardless of what your topic is. There should be more channels that are safe places for people. Thank you so much, Southern Lady. I appreciate that. That means so much to me. Thank you, Boston. YouTube made emojis? I didn't know that. Yes, I agree. But certain channels, excuse me, are poison. Listen, just because you don't have school tomorrow does not mean you all go and lay down right now. He's trying to take advantage of me. Dicks. We never want to have someone being canceled, just behaviors to change. Exactly, dear terms of service. I don't want, I never really wanted. Everyone has a right to express their opinions. That's what YouTube is all about. But in the same sense, you have a responsibility when you have a platform, whether it's a platform of 20 or 20,000. Okay? It is what it is. You have a responsibility, and you have to be very aware of the things that you say and what you don't say. And CK has just said so much. If you've never seen my video that I did about her, where I went through a PDF of all of the horrible things that she said, definitely check that out. I will link it down below in the description when this is over. We need to reach the audience. I agree. I am somebody that definitely wants something done about this because I care about people's mental health. And I know what these things do to you. Specifically, if I was to sit here and talk about CK, look at how she handled the Watts case alone. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people have handled the Watts case in a very horrible way. Like, that case, literally, it's a shit show. I'm sorry, but it is. And there are some creators that handled it with integrity, and there's a lot of channels who didn't. And CK is one of those channels. She is infamous for bashing Shanann, and may God rest her soul, saying horrible things about her. She's on Netflix calling her a bitch, things like that. Like, she just has spread so much toxicity throughout this community. You can have your opinion about somebody without bashing them, right? Especially to bash them and they're not here. That just shows the kind of heart that she has. The way that she handled the Ray Andriacchio, well, not the Ray, Christian Andriacchio, may God rest his soul as well. That was really, really infuriating to watch, because you want to take the side of, the underdog, that's fine. But to bash a mother who lost her son, thank you, Meg, to bash this woman it was disgusting to me. Like, I literally could not take the shit. It was horrible. So I guess the question would be to you guys is, do you think she deserved to have her channel shut down? Do you think that she'll ever get it back? Let me know in the chat. I'm gonna mute for 1 second. Okay. Teaya, if you have a moment, I sent a 30-second clip if you can listen to it. Absolutely. I hope not a person. Hold on. I'm trying to read these comments. To me, I was looking at her photos and picking her entire body apart. I agree, Teaya. It was completely heartbreaking. It was. Maybe some warnings first. I agree. And it's not like CK hasn't had warnings, right? She's had warnings. I hope not a person like her doesn't need a platform, in my opinion. I agree. Okay, I will listen to that clip. She had plenty of warnings, trust me. Exactly, Tara. She only doubled down more. She deserves it. How many times does it take to learn? Yes. Yes, Tara. Okay. Okay, hold on, you guys. I'm going to listen to this clip real quick. I'm sorry I'm late, DTLS. I'm in the same boat as you. What the hell are they talking about? What are they talking about? Edges? Why are they talking about that? How did that how Hold on, let me read. I don't want to miss you guys' comments. I'm sorry if I have missed any of your comments. Sorry, but I'm 100% for creators losing their channels. If they violate the terms of service, that's what TOS is there for, to keep everyone safe. Absolutely. 100%. She's been preparing for this for a while. Oh, guys, that Well, she's built for Patreon. I heard her say it one night. You never know that will happen. Right? I don't like cancel culture, but also I get it. I think YouTube needs to have some kind of scale. So maybe 15 days of suspension, 30 days, and then so on, so on. I agree, dear terms of service. I think that's actually good. I'm absolutely disgusted. I'm thankful that you and I have managed to stick together. So her channel got struck again. Wow. It'll come back up. I mean, she's always come back up. But I don't know. She's like, I said she's been getting ready just in case. You know, I feel like the money is a driving force to some of these channels. So if somehow they can make it to where you don't get revenue, maybe. Exactly. I actually really, really like these ideas. Thank you, Susie. You're so sweet. Here, I'll just play it for you guys. See, I don't get it. Why are they talking about edges? I don't understand. First of all, everyone has edges, okay? Everyone does. So, not to say that I'm literally sick at my stomach at what was said in that panel about edges. It doesn't make any sense. They don't know what they're talking about. Everyone has edges. White people, black people, Hispanic people, everyone has edges. Everyone has these things around them. Like with me, I pull my real hair out. So even I'll let you guys listen.
The
You ain't got no edges.
edges.
Yes.
I need that one explained to me. I don't understand when he keeps saying Robbie doesn't have edges.
Square up, voices. You ain't got no edges.
What? Well, I'm pretty sure that white people don't have edges.
Oh, Coots.
It's our hairline.
I
don't wear a wig. It's my own fucking hair, yo.
We call it our hairline.
Oh, don't pull that hair out. Oh, don't do it. You don't do it.
Someone said BX Boy was making fun of Robbie's edges, and NC went off. Meg, thank you. Okay. No, it's some people don't. Okay, so for black people, you see how I lay down my baby hairs right here? That's called edges, okay? See? And then some people don't lay down their edges, you know, but everyone has a little bit of baby hair, and that's what is considered as edges. But I don't even. They're just called different things for different cultures. Does that make sense? But everyone has edges. Everyone has little baby hairs right here. You know what I mean? And some people, more like in the black culture, will lay them down and put gel on them. And sometimes in the Hispanic culture, they do that too. But that's what edges are, and everybody has them. So they went on longer. And they sounded like a bunch of ignorant. Black people lay down their edges, and white girls start. And yes, white girls do it too. I mean, lots of different cultures do it, but I'm saying everyone has edges. It's just called different things in different cultures. It's sick. That is a channel that needs I'm going to open up the panel, you guys. Like I said, I don't want this live to be long because your girl got to get his sleep. Waking up at 7 a.m. is tough, but I just think that, you know, if you don't know what you're talking about, just keep your mouth shut, because you know, and I heard that there's a certain creator with that is completely irrelevant talking about my hair and my extensions and my lace fronts or wigs or whatever it is that I choose to do. And this certain creator has definitely made some racist comments when it comes to Black people in general. So what I will say about that is, sweetheart, you couldn't compete with me on your best day. I'm running circles around you, sweetie, okay? You can talk about my hair, you can talk about my makeup, you can talk about all those kinds of things, but the reality is not only Black women wear extensions or lace fronts. So do white women. So do Hispanic women. You could tell that to one of the most beautiful women in the world that wears lace fronts, which is Beyonce, Sierra, Kim Kardashian, Rihanna. Oh my God, Jennifer Lopez. The list goes on and on and on. Keep your fucking mouth shut. You sound dumb. And like I said, I'm running circles around you, honey. I'm not going to say your name because you're irrelevant, and I'm not about to bring any kind of relevancy to you. A lot of people wear extensions, lace fronts. Y'all wouldn't even know the difference, even if I didn't. Find something else to talk about, because it is obvious that you are definitely a racist. I don't care how much African American you have in you. Just because you have some African American in you does not exclude you from being ignorant and a racist. So shut the fuck up and just shut up. I'm so tired of these people. I'm just tired of it. I really, really am. Jealousy at its finest on their part. V, how you doing? That's what she wants. Right? I hairspray my edges back when I wear a tight ponytail. Right. But everybody has them there. Everybody has, you know, the baby hairs. And it's cute. Some people lay them down. Some people don't. I've always had the opinion that we have the right to do whatever makes us feel good within ourselves. It is not anyone's right or business to tell anyone what they should or shouldn't do. I agree 100%. Right, Heather. Mind your business. I don't have time for the games. I'm not going to say your name because you're really that irrelevant to me. But I'm just saying, quit making your ignorant comments. Just stop. You sound dumb. Just stop. I sure wish she would decide and stick. Wait a minute. I sure wish she would decide and stick with what race she is. It always depends on what panel she's on. It's freaking weird. I'm not even sure why they feel it's necessary to talk about other people's hair unless they are giving tutorials, right? DTOS? Maybe if they spent half the time working on themselves instead of bashing everyone, maybe they would feel a bit more confident in themselves. Yes, Britt. 100. Damn. I really feel ignorant, y'all. Harsh. No, a lot of people don't like. I don't think they should be going on and on about it, but to sit there and say that white people don't have edges, everybody has edges. Edges are baby hairs, and everyone has them. So instead of automatically assuming that white people don't have edges, how about educate yourself before you open your mouth and say something like that? You know what I mean? Right. And, you know, like, so I want to talk about mass reporting, you guys, because and false striking, because I don't know much about it, and I know that you're not really even allowed to talk about it that much. I think it's actually against TOS, but I'm not sure. So I don't want to get too in depth with it, but I think what's the biggest problem is, hold on, let me share the link. People keep saying they are mass reporting me. That's against TOS. They are false striking me. That's against TOS. Who in the fuck is they? Because you cannot you can't listen. It's so frustrating to me because you cannot. Why can't I pin this? Hold on, you guys. There we go. You can't sit there and mold people into this whole triangle where everyone is doing the same thing to you. Okay? You keep saying they, and I just want to know who is they, because at the end of the day, if I see something inappropriate on YouTube, that's what the report button is there for. Not saying that I've ever done it, but even if you are to do something, I don't understand why you think that it's necessary to keep saying they. It bothers me because you're accusing an entire group or even an entire community that have an opinion about you. And this is not just one creator. A lot of creators do this. They're always saying they. Just because people may have an opinion about you because they don't like the things that you do does not mean they're false reporting you. Okay, that's not what that means. Or it doesn't mean, excuse me, that, you know, I think only another creator can strike, I think. But yeah, strike. Hold on, I'm gonna pin this link here. But yeah, I don't understand why a lot of these creators keep saying they keep reporting me, they keep doing this, they keep doing that. That's not. Who is they? Who in the hell is they? I want to know. Hey, Boston.
Hey, I asked Heather if it was okay if I came up.
Yeah, she's okay. And okay.
I didn't get a response, so I was like, I'll just pop up, and if you need me to pop down, Heather, if you want to come up, just comment and I'll pop down.
Wait a minute. Is that Heather?
Huh?
There's a Heather backstage.
Oh God, are we both up here?
No. I'm just saying, no, I'll mod
I can hold down
Brittany. I'll mod Brittany.
Oh yeah, Brittany's here.
Yeah. But is that Heather? Heather, I have to know if that's you. Because I don't trust people.
Yeah, that sounds like something she'd say in the private chat.
Okay.
Does not sound like her?
She said that's my code word.
Oh.
Okay, this better be you because I can't have that on my channel.
I didn't know she had a code word. We need to tell each other our code words, guys. Come
right? Yeah, message me in the private group chat, Heather. Yeah, that's how paranoid I am. I'm sorry. I just don't trust people. Do I see her down in the comments? Hold on.
I think we both came up. That's why she wasn't responding to me, probably because she was
on her way up too.
Yeah.
Let me do this real quick.
Brittany, are you good with modding?
Heather?
Assuming you are, but let us know if you...
She didn't say nothing.
Okay. Interesting.
Something's not right here. I don't...
Yeah.
Her picture don't look like that.
Okay, then let's wait. Well, what's the picture? I can't see.
Well, it's a pretty picture, but I don't remember her picture looking like that.
Is it a picture with like the net?
Okay, yeah, okay, it's her. Okay, it's her. I'm just trying to, because people are doing crazy stuff.
I know. You're right. Just being smart.
Yes, Brittany has modded before. And she's a great mod. Like I said, I don't need a lot of mods right now, but when I need a permanent mod, definitely her.
When your mods are Chinese nappies and like to get up on panel, then you need other mods sometimes.
Right.
I wanted to say my thoughts on they.
Tara, are you still in here? Let me know if you're still in here, Tara Lee. Okay, go ahead. And
my thoughts on they. I think it's a very calculated move on her part, to be honest.
What the hell just happened?
Yeah, she came in and then left.
Come back, Heather. Okay. Brittany or Tara's still here too. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I think it's a very calculated move on her part. A lot of people throughout history like to use they as a way to basically just convince their supporters that anyone who's against them is part of the problem.
Right.
Anyone who's against them is the one harming them, is the one, in this case, sending disgusting messages to their daughter. Like, anyone who's against
camera
them.
On, Heather. Heather. What in the hell is going on here?
I don't know.
Go ahead. Sorry, it's
okay. Yeah, I know. We're trying to...
I'm trying to get her on here, but it keeps clicking off.
There she
Heather?
is. Oh, that
Heather?
is a beautiful picture of you.
It is. It's a pretty picture. I like those sunglasses. She's not saying anything.
Well, we know it's her. She said it's me.
I know, but she's...
Ow.
Is she on mute? No? Well, she'll talk in a minute. Maybe she's doing something. Okay. Go ahead, because I'm getting really sick of this they crap.
Yeah, I think it's a calculated move. Again, it's been used throughout history. Politicians use it a lot. I'm getting really sick of this they crap. Yeah, I think it's a calculated move. Again, so we can hear ourselves in Heather's screen. Use it a lot, but we can't hear her.
Right. Yes, she might have to go out and come back in again.
Yeah.
I think she's having an internet problem.
Yeah. Anyways, that was my point mostly, is that it's a calculated move, I think, to just try to... Oh, now Tia's gone.
No, I'm not. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
I think personally it's a calculated move. And it's smart, to be honest. It's smart because if you rally people up enough and just keep saying they did this, they did that, and they doesn't have a specific name, everyone's going to have a problem with anyone that's got a problem with you. And so right now that's hundreds of people have a problem with her. Right. So we're all going to get the heat. We're all going to get the blame. Another thing they like to do is, because we obviously aren't cool with her, like anything that someone else does that's horrible or whatever to her, they're going to say, oh, so you're cool that this person did that then? Oh, you're cool with it. It's like a suit automatically just saying everyone is all in this one little group. Everyone's cool with everything else everyone's doing. Yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing. DTOS. Exactly.
I don't like that because
Me
first
neither.
of all, nobody. I don't want, like I said, I don't think that just. I don't like cancel culture, and I don't think that people should lose their channels. I think people should get a chance. I don't think second, third, fourth, fifth, but I'm getting.
But here's the thing. If we're talking about, I don't know who we're talking about exactly right now at the moment, but the people that come to mind for me right now that I really think that they should lose their channels are people that have had plenty of chances to correct their behavior.
Right.
And have done plenty of things that are against terms of service. And like I was saying earlier in the chat, that's the reason it's not really cancel culture, in my opinion, if you're going to sign up to use something that has a terms of service and you're going to then violate those rules.
Right.
I mean, YouTube's a company, right? It's a business, and people make their own smaller businesses becoming creators on YouTube's platform.
Agreed.
So I don't think it's cancel culture to have your channel taken away when you're not following the rules of the business.
So you don't think that somebody like I guess Critical K should be, you don't think that creators that are toxic like that should, once they're gone, they shouldn't be able to come back? Is that what you're saying?
Well, to me, it's not just toxicity. Like, of course, if I could just say, yeah, any toxic creator's got to go. But there are some toxic creators out there that follow the rules.
Right.
There's toxic, but they follow the rules. There are other toxic creators that are toxic at a whole different level. And when you're very clearly harassing, bullying, being hateful, over and over and over again, to the point where people are actually being doxed, things are happening in real life to these people, then yeah, I think absolutely they should lose their channels.
Okay. So here's the thing. I don't know anything about, I have to do my own research, because even with this thing with Mommy Ramblings, that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't she attacked that other creator as well, or is it just that other creator attacking her?
I don't know enough about the history.
You're right. I need to look at the history. Right.
But I can tell you, as far as what I've seen since I've, in the past few months, since I've been in this world, YouTube world, I call it. It's like a different dimension from my real world. I can tell you that from what I've seen, it's been mostly, if she ever does talk on this other creator, I think that MRB is mostly just trying to defend herself, and not retaliating, if that makes sense.
And was have you, or you, Heather? Hi, Heather.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Have you heard her talk about MRB's son?
No, okay. I haven't heard NC talk about MRB's son. No.
Okay.
So as far as MRB's reaction to that, I think she reacted from a place of pain, obviously, because she had to re-watch the video of
That's the thing, though. People don't get
something
choice.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think
get to choose how she reacts to it. I'm sorry. No. My phone's really laggy, so I apologize if I talk over you.
That's okay. Go ahead. Finish saying what you were saying, Boston.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, I think she was speaking out of a place of pain, and she was very angry at NC. And I think some of that anger may have come out of possibly people telling her that NC was speaking on her son. That could have been a possibility, or she could have watched it and just gotten so upset because the things that had said in the past was being replayed, and there were some of the nastiest things you could ever say to a mother who's lost her child. So yeah, I personally did not see NC, but I did see NC say she would have done the same thing if she was in our shoes, because he was being pushed to that point. So I did see NC condoning it, which I thought was pretty messed up.
Wow.
If anyone knows differently, let me know. But I have not seen NC speak of her.
Yeah, I don't know the story on that. I did hear that somebody said that she's faking grieving or something like that.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you guys, I can't imagine
faking grieving. Come on.
Losing a child. Like, we as parents, it defies everything against nature. We as parents are always ready to go before our children. To ever say that somebody's faking grieving, there is no time limit on grief. I still grieve my mother till this day, and it's been 7 years ago. So I did hear somebody say that that she was either faking grieving or it's been a year or something like that. I cannot remember.
That's ridiculous.
But
they clearly have never lost anyone.
What were you about to say, Heather?
Just that other people don't get to dictate or decide how people grieve or how people show their grief, or and that's, everybody does it differently. Some people get sad and depressed and like shut down, and then other people, maybe she's using YouTube kind of like a extension to be like, to give herself something to do, to not think about it. And then everything she does, and like, I haven't really watched tons of her stuff either, but from what I've seen, she doesn't seem like a bad person. She, I don't think she's calculated. I just don't see her that way. Maybe I need to watch more.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think it's really fucked up, and I've seen it more than once, that people, it's one thing to have your opinion, but you don't kick people when they're down. Like, that's just the lowest of low.
Yeah.
And that's what I see all the time. I've seen it happen to AA, and like, you can say that you're not responsible for people's mental health, but and you are, because if they are getting care and you keep kicking them while they're down, then yeah, it's gonna push somebody over the edge one of these days, and it will be your fault, and maybe not totally culpable, but you will have played a part in it.
Right.
And it's just gross, dude. And then the freaking things with the edges, it just makes me sad, because she has custody of a biracial niece. Like, she should know that shit.
Should know that. Yeah. Absolutely.
About culture and hair, and she probably doesn't even know she has a kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, like, just read a book. If she spent half the time that she does on YouTube, like, actually reading shit, she could be pretty intelligent, pretty smart. Nope.
And
she chooses.
You always have to educate yourself. Like, if Boston, say she was to adopt, a Black child, African American child, you have to educate yourself about
Yeah.
their hair texture and,
How shit.
how the things to put in, it's different. It's different. And that is a good point. That's something that she should know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's just ridiculous. And I have seen clips of MRB being very hurt. The whole thing is obviously very hurtful to watch. It is.
Yeah.
But the reason why I don't want to speak too much on it myself is because I don't know the history. I don't know if she has said something, which it doesn't make it right either way. It doesn't make these things right, no matter
Hold
what.
on. She does know it. What is
Who?
Catherine Clapham trying to say? She does know it was voices who didn't know what edges are. Sweetie. Sorry, I shouldn't say sweetie. I just got angry for a second. All right. So can I say my thoughts on edges?
Go ahead.
And this is coming from a white girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I may not even have any right to have these thoughts.
And Catherine, don't tell me to get my facts straight either.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Made me mad.
Don't tell me to get my info straight, because you obviously don't have your info straight. I know what I heard. Go ahead.
What NC said was, and I quote, we all heard it. White people don't have edges. Okay, so here's the thing. She's partly right in a way, in my opinion. Everybody has these little hairs, right? And we all call them different things. Black people and people of color in general, Hispanics as well, and other races, over the years have started laying down their edges in a beautiful way, right? And it was then and call them edges. White people in general, I'm pretty sure, didn't start calling them edges until very recently, when it was known that again, it's kind of appropriating from the Black culture and from people of color, like white people love to do. They like to appropriate things because we don't really have our own culture in a way. I hate to say that, but white people don't really have their own culture, in my opinion.
Oh, Boston, you about to piss some people off now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm saying some words, man.
Oh, well. Go ahead.
Oh, well. But so for her to say white people don't have edges, to me was an ignorant statement, because everyone has them. Everyone has them. They're just called different things
in different cultures, basically.
So no one said that she doesn't know what edges are. Maybe she does know what they are, but she clearly doesn't understand that all races, white people included, have them. It's the terminology that started being used by Black people and people of color.
Right.
And see, well, that's okay to not know something. I mean,
absolutely.
But we wouldn't speak on it, and it's basically another microaggression, a racial microaggression. And if they want to try to act like it's not, they're full of shit and they're wrong.
Yeah, it's okay to not know what edges are. A lot of people, honestly, I think I learned like a year ago what edges were.
Right.
I mean, I think I know before a year ago, but it hasn't, like, I haven't been my whole life. That's for sure.
Right. And that's okay.
Stunning though, for real. So they just hate you because you
think for yourself. I don't like the drama either. I think I do. I wish everybody could get along. That's in my dreams. That's never going to happen. Everyone's going to have differences of opinions and things like that. However, it doesn't have to resort to bashing one another.
Right.
It doesn't have to resort to
bullying. The same every day. I mean, how many times have we fucking heard about her hitting a deer, you know, and these people.
I think
like,
she's shown that video on her channel like 20 times.
Like, oh my God, dude.
She hit a deer. It was awful. Don't recycle it. Like,
yeah, it happens.
They don't have a lot to go after her for. Exactly. They don't have a lot to go after her for. That's why they're going after her looks and
how she walks. And I mean, dude, stuff just beats people down. And I mean, can you imagine if all the people in here were in NC's lives every night calling her all kinds of horrible names? Like, that would break her down. Right. It would. And you could even see it there for a minute. Like, I don't know, a week ago, she was looking beat down. Like, she looked like she's stressed and hurt and all the things. And people's faces will say 1,000 words, you know?
See, here's the thing. When you are on the internet and you put yourself out there like that, you can't stop people from talking about you. Okay?
Right.
You can't. You're never going to satisfy everyone. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't like you. Okay? There's always, there's going to be people, you know, the more you grow, the more I grow. I am fully prepared to know. I can't remember who it was that left a comment. She's like, you know, she was talking about truth telling. She was like, how would you like it if somebody made a channel solely based on you? If somebody did make a channel solely based on me, there's nothing I can do about that. Okay?
Right.
All I can say is if somebody makes a channel solely based on bashing me and bullying me and talking about my looks and things like that, to me, that's obviously a problem. But if somebody made a channel calling me out on problematic things that they think that I do, there's nothing I can do about that. I can't stop that person from doing that. If they might think, I don't know, I'll use racism, for example. They could say, oh, I think Teaya is racist. Well, I'm going to call her out on this and that. Those things to me would never happen because I'm not, but everyone is entitled to their opinion. And if they make a channel about me, there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to go on my channel and say, I'm going to get you taken down and this and that. You have to be able to differentiate between calling somebody out on problematic behavior versus bullying.
I was just going to say bullying before you said it.
Right.
I knew what you were going to say.
Very simple. And I don't understand why people don't get that. You cannot get pissed off at every single person who has an opinion about you or who even has their channel solely based on you. You just, that comes with the territory of being a YouTuber, I feel like.
You know, if somebody's trying to spin the narrative one way and somebody has proof that they're full of shit, like, I want to see the proof that they're full of shit, especially if I'm like sending this person money or joining their membership, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I want to know if I'm supporting someone that is behind the scenes is doing sketchy stuff.
Yeah, Buttercup, that's a very good statement. If someone made a channel of me, I'd be looking at myself to see why a channel was made.
Yes. Yeah. Why does TT have so many followers? I saw somebody say that today. Like 1,000 followers in what, 2 weeks? How long's she been around? 2 weeks maybe? I mean, that's
truth telling?
Yeah.
She's been around for almost a month.
Okay.
I lose track of time. Don't you have
I do too, man. It's like oh my God.
I feel like the whole MC thing happened like 2 weeks ago. And I think it was like 2 days ago.
That's what I told you guys. Like
17. I don't know if that's true. I thought there was TOS rules on doing too many videos about one person.
No.
I don't think so. You got to look at people like you can take somebody like CK for an example. There's a lot of people, you know, that do videos calling her out on her problematic behavior, you know, and there's some people who do horrible videos about her and talk about her looks and things like that. To me, it comes with the territory when you're a YouTuber. Those are things that you have to prepare yourself for if you want a future on YouTube. Not everyone's going to like you. People are going to do those things.
Well, there is TOS, you know, harassment is against terms of service, but there's a difference between harassment and commentary, I think. Right. I think harassment would be, you know, going into details about that person's real life, going into details about their work or their, you know, doxing, or I think that is more harassment than just doing commentary about someone's behavior.
Right. So-and-so's mental, they need to be in a straitjacket in a mental asylum. Like, no.
Think for yourself. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Some of these channels are in cahoots because they know drama brings in views.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I actually read a comment, and I forget where I see this at, but they were like, this is bull crap, which was the initial thing that I thought when MC and NC fell out, which we all knew this was going to happen, but a lot of people don't believe it. They're not buying it. They think those two are working behind the scenes and creating this.
Oh, no, I'm the opposite. I think, I from the beginning was like, nope, this is real. And I could be duped, but I usually have a very good gut instinct about these kind of things. I could be duped. If I'm duped, I will come on panel and I will let everyone know I was wrong. But
right,
I think I'm pretty sure it was genuine because of certain details about how it all went down.
I was in elementary school riding the school bus home. This boy kept calling me a half-breed. I got off the bus crying, and my dad happened to be home. He put me in the car. We drove to the kid's house.
That sounds like Mama Teaya.
I was just going to say, it sounds like Heather's mom and Tia's mom.
Yep, that sounds like just like my mom. Voices seems like a stage 5 clinker. I've noticed she wears out her welcome quick on channels. I know that I don't like her. She needs to go sit her ass down somewhere. You don't talk about people's looks, and that's what she's really big on. And she really don't need to be talking about people's looks. That's all I can say. Never seen her before until a couple days ago, and you are not in the position to be talking about me and my looks and how I do my brows. You really need to focus on yourself. That's really all I can say about her.
Who are you talking about?
Voices.
Oh, yeah. It's just so childish to talk about somebody's looks.
Right.
It's literally something that you learn when you're in elementary school.
Right.
I think another reason I think that it is not planned is because if anyone's noticed, if this was a planned fight, then NC would be going after MC back and forth. Like, I think it would be a back and forth thing. And if you notice, NC's been pretty quiet about MC.
You're probably right. I thought that in the beginning, but I still think a lot of people just aren't buying it because, you just never know with people. You just don't know, and just like D2S is saying, well, I heard her go off over a fake email, and that sounds real as fuck. I didn't hear any.
No, what's that about? A fake email? I just know I was in MC's live the entire time watching, and MC was not holding back. So.
Oh, yeah. I know.
But you know what, though? I was thinking about, like, why align yourself? Okay, if you know this person is like that and you've witnessed it, like, why would you even want to be their friend, period?
Right?
Like, if somebody's sneaky and underhanded and talking about 5 or 6 other 10 other people to me, then you know they're talking to all those 10 people about you. Like, you just, you know what I mean? Like, why would you want to be friends with somebody like that who
Good night,
takes advantage
Nicole.
of people?
Thank you for coming in. Have a good night. Sorry, go ahead.
That's it. I just,
No.
why friends? Like,
I
why
love
would
the
you
story
like
with Robin Hood. This story, his dad answered the door. My dad said, "Your boy is calling my daughter a half-breed." The boy's dad said, "Well, she is." And my dad knocked him out cold. They both said a quick "I'm sorry," and we left. That's
awesome.
Yes, that's something that my mother would do. So I can relate to that story 100%. Thank you for sharing that too.
Yep. And if Snuffles was here, he'd say that's how you deal with bullies.
Exactly. That's how, yep. That's what, and to be honest with you, that's what worked for me.
Yeah.
But I feel like these channels that are
Related.
Getting taken down. Well, there's only 2, but what NC's channel, hers was taken down at one time, and so was MC's, right? But theirs got put back up. The only thing I can say is YouTube needs to have a department that focuses solely on channels and bullying
yeah,
and how far they go as far
it's
as
in their terms of service. It's in their terms of service.
Yeah.
And they don't go hard enough on it, in my opinion. And that is not me saying I agree with cancel culture, but I'll be honest, like everyone who says that they don't agree with cancel culture, like, I think the term cancel culture has been completely overused, in my opinion. Because what they do when people use the term cancel culture, they're lumping in things like, people canceling some really important shit that should be canceled, and then people canceling some petty shit that is like, why'd you go? You don't need to cancel that, so then I think when the term cancel culture gets used, people think about it as like, you shouldn't cancel anything. And there's definitely a lot of things that should be canceled, in my opinion.
Okay, so like, on the other hand, I want to play devil's advocate. So what about the people like Matt Lauer or people that things are coming out? Even the guy, I can't think of his name, Chris Roberts or something. He was going to be the new host of Jeopardy, but then it came out, some of the comments he made, and even though they were years ago, they still came back to haunt him, and people were like, nope, we don't want to.
I don't agree with that. I'll be honest, I don't agree with that. I think
think people can change and grow for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a tough one for me. I just think, I don't know.
Right.
It's
I
really
just
tough.
think
now I think if you've ever, like, on the other hand, I think if you have actually essayed someone, like not just comments you made in your past, but if you've actually essayed someone, then I feel a little differently about it.
Yeah, but
what's the difference in being
verbally harassed?
It's something that should be handled legally, and not necessarily like, oh, you can't have this job anymore because you did that in your past. Like, it's something that should be handled legally. I don't know. I just feel like it's such a gray area. And for me, it's every situation I have to look at on my own and decide if I think it's something that should be canceled or not,
Yeah. I get that.
I'm behind in chat, but in my opinion, MRB saw the SS of people discussing her son in NC's chat, and the video of NC and SR commenting on a video of SR, and it was a snap.
Yeah, I agree.
Other multiple videos of NC dragging her.
I agree.
Right. I remember when, because this is when, I was cool with NC. I remember the first time she had went on MRB's channel, and this was a while ago, a couple months ago. She went on the channel because I guess MRB was saying that she, NC was a racist and things like that. I think that's probably where I'm going to start. As far as doing my research, that's where I'm going to start and then just continue on. I remember when she went on that panel, though, and it was crazy. I mean, it was. But ultimately, I don't think that CK's channel should come back. I have witnessed this woman and her toxic behavior and the hate that she spewed throughout this community. And what people need to realize about YouTube is you could do a video from 3 years ago, okay? And multiple videos CK has done. That's how CK got very known, because of the Watts case. A lot of people got very known because of the Watts case and all of the hate she spewed. It doesn't matter how long ago it was, YouTube will shut down your channel regardless, even if it was a year ago that she said those things. From my understanding, that's why she got her channel shut down.
Yeah. Third strike, she's done. And sorry to interrupt. I just saw that because someone else, I think it was Dear Terms of Service, was saying like maybe a warning system. Like there already is a warning system in place. It's a 3 strike, you're done system that YouTube has.
Right. And to me, that, I don't know. I just feel like it needs to be implemented more, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're
a
not.
A lot of people get away with a lot of stuff.
Right. They're not doing that.
I hate to bring her up again, and I hate to admit that I'm even watching again, but she was doing what I thought was so much better, so well. But there's a certain user, we'll say, who got pretty infamous here on YouTube and on TikTok, who is doing really bad again. And she is getting money from people, and she is getting high, and it's dangerous, and it's enabling, and the poor girl is going to die. The poor girl is going to die, and YouTube did nothing about it. And so many people, her channel's been banned and taken down since I've known about her, which was like April. I think it's been taken down like 4 or 5 times. So I'm shocked and confused as to why she's still there.
Right. For nudity, like blatant nudity.
It's
crazy.
But I think
even people like, excuse me, like I just did a video on Eugenia Cooney. She's literally going to die. Like she's all skin and bones. Like I'm just saying, YouTube has to start paying more attention to these kinds of creators. They're big, especially these bigger creators, that you have a responsibility when you have a platform. There are people, whether you like it or not. So to sit here and say that you can't be responsible for people's mental health and all that kind of stuff, bullshit. When you continue to grow, when I continue to grow, you still have a responsibility to the people who watch you.
Absolutely.
You have a responsibility for your own channel.
Just like everyone says to celebrities all the time, like, and some people are like, oh no, they don't have responsibility. You've got a responsibility for your fans.
Right.
How you're acting, like, and especially if your fans are young, if you're like, you have lots of teens and like elementary school kids into your music or whatever, like you've got to act a certain way because of the kids, because you are an influencer. You're influencing other people.
No, I'm not saying that, especially when it comes to celebrities, because this is controversial as well. I'm not expecting celebrities to be my kid's parent.
No,
okay?
no.
I'm not expecting that. But I do, you know, you as a parent have to control what your kids watch and what they don't watch, period. I'm not going to let, if I was to have a little girl, I'm not going to let her listen to Cardi B. Sorry, but it's not going to happen. I don't let my boys listen to certain kind of music and certain types of YouTube videos. That's your job as a parent. It's not the celebrity's job. I get that. But they still have a responsibility as an influencer because you have kids looking up to you. And the more that celebrity grows, or the more that child grows, it grows with the celebrity. Obviously, when that celebrity turns into adult, you're going to gravitate more to adults.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that you have a responsibility when you have a platform, and the more your platform grows, the bigger the responsibility gets. CK had a responsibility, and she totally took that woman could have made so much difference with her voice, but she chose to spew hate. She chose to be toxic. She chose to go for the underdog, even if the underdog was guilty, to bash the innocent, to bash people who are no longer here to defend themselves, and to sit there and brag about calling a deceased woman a bitch. Okay. So I don't feel like somebody like her, because she was so irresponsible with her platform and took it for granted, those type of people don't deserve to have a platform, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm going to say that. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say that that kind of loops us around with like the freedom of speech thing. Right. I've seen people debate that. Well, you're taking away.
You're not excluded from freedom of consequence.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like earlier, every business has rules. YouTube is a business. And if you don't follow the rules, you're going to get fired and you're going to get canceled and you're going to lose your channel, period. And so, it becomes a point. Okay, I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, I'm sure people have seen a lady who was coughing on people in the grocery store, the new Karen, who was, no mask. Okay, so the aren't, mandated everywhere now or whatever. But what she was doing was harassing and basically accosting those people. And, that's she should have been arrested, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there's freedom of speech, but that doesn't give you the right to be a psycho hose beast. Culpability. Exactly.
I'm going to say something off topic. I don't know. When I come up here, I didn't see the StreamYard link was actually pinned.
It's pinned.
It is pinned. Okay. I was just going to ask if Truth Teller wanted to come up. Hey, Truth Teller. Yeah, I didn't notice she joined.
She been here.
Yeah.
I've seen her, but I thought she left. Yeah, she definitely is always welcomed up here. Yes, have a good night, Snow Remover. Thank you so much for being here. I definitely just feel like I'm getting really tired of this. I'm getting tired of the word they, because I don't believe in false striking somebody. No. Or I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I'm not going to strike or report somebody's video if they're not violating terms of service.
Right.
I've talked to YouTube Legal, letting them know they need to enforce. Hold on. Gotta read this. Letting them know they need to enforce their terms of service. When a video is reported for harassment, it's their job to thoroughly look at the video, and they do not. Yeah, something's not right. Something's not right. And we also have to keep into consideration also that YouTube, like you guys said is a business. It's all about business. And
Yes.
those people who bring in a lot of money,
The mighty
like
dollar.
people like Eugenia Cooney,
Who's
they
back?
don't care, they kind of let slide, you know?
Yeah.
They let Shane Dawson slide for a long, long time. James Charles, sorry, I think he should have been taken off YouTube, but he's not. You know, some of these bigger creators, they let, you know, slide. But back to
hold on, Gladys. Who's back?
Yeah.
Oh, she's doing another. Okay.
Who?
When you said she's back, I thought it was CK. I was like, what? What are the chances? Right when we're live, she gets her channel
I
back?
would be so mad. I would flip out in front of everybody. I'm not even joking. Like I would have a complete meltdown in front of y'all. I would be so mad. And it's not about being a hater or anything like that. Like I said, I just feel like she's somebody who who really took her platform for granted, and people like that don't deserve to be on YouTube.
And thank you. Yeah, someone just thanked Team Psych Ward, Dear Terms of Service, said thank you, Team Psych Ward, for doing that. Like, more people should do what Team Psych Ward did. Like, more of us should. Like, I try to report whatever I see that goes against Terms of Service on any, not just, you know, NC and MC and who were, you know, in this little community, but I'll do it with other videos where I see Terms of Service and it's not because I like get a high off of like being a snitch. It's just that I've lost someone to bullying, and I know so many stories from so many other people who know people who have unalived themselves because of bullying, and it doesn't just happen. I think there's this mindset when you become an adult that like bullying doesn't happen, like that's a kid thing. It totally happens. Adults do it worse than kids. It does not happen in my real life as an adult.
Because if you really think about
it happens on the freaking internet. Because
when an adult talks about another adult, like especially here on YouTube, the first thing they talk about is a person's looks. Even MC. The first thing she started talking about was my looks and my foundation. That's the first thing people do.
Yeah, they revert back to being a child.
Right.
Because you learned bullying as a child, and you either were a bully or you were bullied. It's one or the other.
And they don't have anything creditable to diss you on. So they're just going to have to go shallow stuff.
And like, that's what they're doing to MRB right now. If they had real things that MRB had done to them, they'd be talking about it, you know?
Right.
Right.
But it's all...
But they just want to constantly keep talking about her hitting a deer and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much about it until I do research. But at the end of the day, I don't condone talking and picking somebody apart with her looks and the way she walks and things like that. And what another thing people have to understand is some people are more sensitive than others. And she does seem like she is a very sensitive woman. From watching her, she just seems like she is. That doesn't mean she's strong. You can tell she's a strong woman, but you can tell that these things bother her and they know it. That's why they continue to keep doing it.
Well, and like the other night, I don't know if you guys were there, but one of Truth Teller's lives, somebody was in there talking about how TT had made fun of them for having a stroke. And she's like, no, that's not what happened. So then, of course, NC has to comment about, all this stuff. And like, you don't make fun of a person's health issues and blah, 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 and lying about all these other things. But then she allows her chat to make fun of Mommy Ramblings walking into the Tractor Supply place and how her back is hunched and that's actually due to a medical condition.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of older people get it from osteoporosis. So again, non-educated, but then, you know, at least she's walking. Like, have you guys ever seen NC upright? I haven't. And that's okay. Like, you know, I have disabilities too, but don't clutch your pearls when somebody's questioning something or whatever, and then you're like, don't talk about people's health, and then you're gonna sit there and make like that just makes you look foolish.
It's just the most hypocritical. I mean, we can say the word hypocrisy all day long. That's literally what I've never met a more hypocritical person in my life.
I mean, I've never
seen as much hypocrisy as I have this past month. I'm glad you pinned that comment, Teaya. Because that's basically what I was saying. It was like, if she had something, why wouldn't she talk about it? Instead, she has this whole live where she's trying to get MRB's victims to come and say things. And the first victim she had up there was going on and on about how she had kind of like lost it, like had a little bit of a mental breakdown and was crying on MRB's channel or whatever. And the MRB has that video and could use it against her, but she hasn't, and she didn't. So like, how are you a victim?
Right.
I'm sorry. Like the victims that she had up there, from what I could see, I was like, so you don't like her because she made you feel bad, or, you know, like compared to the victims, the actual victims of NC. Now I'm not, see, when I think about that, when I think about MJ, when I think about Amanda Zananda, when I think about the people that have actually been true life victims, where their names have been, where there's been live after live after live after live about this person, disparaging them, slandering them. I mean, come on, give me a break.
And see, that's the thing too. It's like, I can't say I was victimized by NC, but I definitely was targeted.
You were targeted, yeah.
Because absolutely. You come on my channel uninvited, and obviously to defend yourself, we're cool, everything's fine. You get off my panel and literally tell your 400 people that are watching you that I'm this horrible person and I'm disrespectful, and she would never let anybody disrespect me, but in her comment section. But then in the next breath, she says she has no control over what people say in her comments. Then she's sitting there talking about how many subscribers I have. She can stay over there with her little 1,000 subscribers and her little 30 people in her excuse me, in her chat. And then she sits there and, you know, she's saying all these things about me, and I did absolutely nothing to the woman. Nothing.
I'm just glad she's since then has kept your name out of her mouth. I'm just glad.
Well, she's made her sly comments like, "Oh, it's not good for Teaya to be, align herself with Truth Teller because she just hit 1,000 subscribers, and that's not good for somebody who just hit 1,000 subscribers. That's not good for her reputation." See, and even when they come over in my comment section, I don't want to say they, when NC supporters come over my comment section, I don't have any problem with them coming over and defending. I don't care. But if they're wrong, they're wrong. If you're right, you're right. And if you come over in my comment section and sit there and say, you know, you think you're so classy, they like to pick at that because they cannot pick at anything else with me. They like to pick at the fact that I do have integrity and I do care about what's being said in my chat, and I do care about people and their feelings. I do. People may not care about my fucking feelings, but I do care about other people's feelings, and I will keep it as classy as I possibly can on my channel. And that's just the end of it. I don't care what they think, but at the end of the day, I didn't do anything to her. But
Right.
you cannot just, I'm not just going to sit here and act like she's never targeted me, because she did.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's why people love you, Teaya, because you're genuine. The people that love her for a whole different reason. They love her. The people that enjoy that shit are people who enjoy seeing people hurt. They're people who laugh with the bully. Like, I'm literally picturing when I got bullied, I'm picturing the group of girls behind the bully who were just loving every ounce of it. You know what I mean? Those girls weren't bullying me directly, but they were loving seeing someone being targeted. They were entertained by it. You know, they loved the meanness of it was just a weird attraction to the bully that this group of girls had. And that's the kind of people that enjoy her content. And the kind of people that enjoy your content, Teaya, are people who love that you're real, that you keep it classy, that you care about people, that you genuinely care about your subscribers, about your friends.
Right.
And that it's not about money for you. Like, how long have you been monetized, and how often do you ask or say things about, like, hey, we should start a super chat, I need to go gambling?
Yeah, right.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Oh, you've been
How are you?
you've been out of the loop this week. Oh boy, Larry, you have missed a bunch.
Well, we're glad to have you back, Larry.
I want to know where Snuffles is, because I need his commentary right now. I hope he's okay. He's been like MIA. I need him right now.
Yes, he has been MIA. I'll have to message him and see how he's doing. It's been a while since he's been in chat, but I think everyone should take his advice. Not all of his advice, but he just keeps saying, stop it. That's the only thing that's going to change anything. Is to stop watching. That's it. I'm just telling you. That's just the only
and it's a
thing
good
that can change it.
It's good advice, but I think too many people watch for the reason I watch.
Right.
And the reason that I watch is to see who's going to be targeted next. What horrible thing are you going to say about someone when, like, I'm not going to go on. But that's the reason I watch, is to just, let's put it this way. I watch to make sure things that shouldn't be being done aren't being done, if that makes sense. Because someone's not taking accountability, so I'm going to take accountability for them. And that's why I watch. And I think that's why too many of us watch, to be honest. But we don't know what else to do to make this stop.
Right.
It's live again.
That's why
telling everyone how
real. People like train wrecks, though. I'll say it again and again.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it's
people
always
like watching ugly.
Miss Unbothered is live again, telling everyone how unbothered she is.
Yeah, that's what I just laughed at.
Oh, for goodness sakes. It's just,
unbothered, she wouldn't have to make a comment about being unbothered, because it wouldn't bother her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Jesus, being not bothered, she sure is bothered by not being bothered by all the people. Like, God.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna read Jack 17's comment, and then I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
Jack 17 just said, Cheryl, she cares about her family members and friends only. Probably just her family members. All others are fair game. Always self-serving. And now I'm going to make a comment.
Oh, boy.
I don't have any children. But I know a lot of mothers very well. If somebody sent me, and I don't care if my child is 20 years old, 30 years old, if someone sent me a text about my child, calling them vulgar things, saying horrible things about them, the very last thing I would do is show my child that. That's the last thing I would do. It just doesn't make sense to me.
I agree. I would never.
I don't understand that. Or literally, I've seen moments literally when people were hopping on her panel with all those horrible, like, the PFP of her daughter's face with like a crosshair, like from a gun on it. Like, she was literally calling her child over to see it. Like, that's what I don't understand, is bringing your, it's so wrong for anyone to go after somebody's child.
No.
But as a mother, why would you want your child to see that?
Because, man, I'm gonna be judgy. She's just there's different kind of parents,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think some parents have priorities that don't necessarily include their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And if I looking on the, maybe, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Well, and I
Like,
want to be clear. I'm not saying that she's a bad mother. I think she loves her children. She's probably a great mother. But that action to me, I just don't, psychologically, I don't understand how someone in their head, how anyone could say, I want my child to see this.
Right.
I don't get that.
well, and the reason I say that, and this is just something that just happened the other day, and I don't know much about it, the situation. I don't know who this person is. But if, she got all misty-eyed, like the clamped, because she's worried about her friend. And she's like, yeah, I just got off doing drive, and saying that how upset Hannah is. Sorry, I didn't mean to. How upset
You're
her
breaking
mother
up
is.
a little bit.
But what I'm saying is, why wasn't she, instead of being online doing lives, why don't you go sit with your child who's upset? Or,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, that's just, to me, I don't know, man.
I would never show any of my kids anything that's, I don't want my kids to even to know the things
Well,
that
even,
happen on
yeah,
YouTube or even behind the scenes or anything like that. You want to protect your kids no matter the age, but like
Exactly.
Heather said, every parent is different. Doesn't make it right.
I just can't. Like,
It doesn't. I mean, and her children, are beautiful. Like, they're well mannered. It seems like she's doing something right, obviously.
yeah,
But
they seem like
showing that,
absolute sweethearts.
yeah,
That's why I said I
showing
think she's probably a great mother. I think she loves her children.
obviously.
I'm not trying to judge her parenting here when I make that statement. It's more of me trying to understand the psychology behind a mother wanting their children to see something like that. Like, psychologically, I just don't understand it. I don't have kids, so I don't know. But you've got an older son, technically an adult. Like, would you even though they're an adult, would you show them something like that? Like, I could never imagine my mother
No, I
coming
feel
to
like
me
as a
and showing me
parent,
something
like I
like
just
that.
said, as a parent, you want to protect your kids at any age. I don't ever want my kids to know what goes on behind the scenes or any of this crap or any of the things I've ever, had to endure or people talking about. I don't want them to know about those things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think that there's a different motive behind that than what people
yes.
I think it's wanting to show the audience, look at what they're doing to me, look at what they're saying about my child. Look, my child is
Yep.
here watching this and reading. Like, I think that she's perhaps losing that boundary.
It's all for show. Look how
Because
hurt
she's
I
just
am.
so into this YouTube world. I think she's maybe that boundary maybe is blurred. I don't know. But I hope it's something that she looks at and realizes isn't healthy for her family,
Mm-hmm.
Well, and how often do you guys? I can't. maybe one time I can think that I saw the younger one, the niece, and it was just like for a brief moment. They were all in the car, and somebody turned the camera back there and showed her. But like, I've never seen her like out and interacting with them ever.
True.
I'm
It's
sure.
weird.
I want to be careful with that assumption, because we have to remember that although we feel like this is like all day, every day that this is happening, it's a few hours every day. You know, we can't assume what people are doing in their home lives or with their children or anything.
I really don't care, to be honest with you. I care about what she's doing on YouTube. That's what I care about.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
to be honest with you, DTOS, wasn't she saying she's coming after your channel too?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is.
It really is fascinating.
Not going to happen, because DTOS is who started it all. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Their channel, they don't make fun of her. Okay. All they do is show receipts. They back, excuse me.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Single thing they say with facts. Okay. No, it's not going to happen. So don't even with that, because I love DTOS. I think they're the ones that started it all, and they keep it classy as well. And she's not. You can't do that. You cannot. First of all, why even say it on your channel? If you were going to do something like that, why not just keep it to yourself?
Right.
Why do you have to tell everybody? I'm going to go after
and
this channel. I'm going to go after that channel. And no.
Well, I've heard
everything she says, and that's what pisses people off too, because I heard her myself say, I don't report people. I just don't fuck with that. Like, I don't think it's right. Okay. But then she's on a rant, yesterday, like, oh, I'm reporting all these people, and just like, okay.
Truth
Make
Teller,
it make sense.
Truth Teller said that she's about to send you a clip in DM, Teaya.
Oh, good. Oh, good. This is gonna be great.
And I want to say, someone, who was it? Was it Jack? Let me scroll up. Yeah, just started watching YouTube during COVID. Same. And I don't know if it's Jack. I'm just saying that because it's easier than JCK17. Same. I started watching YouTube during COVID. I had never watched it before. For me, all of this is so fascinating. The psychology of it.
Yeah.
I constantly, to me, the most interesting thing about being alive is the human experience and trying to understand other humans, their motives, why they're doing the things they do. I've always been, I dropped out of college, but I was a psych major, and it's just always interested me. So for me, talking about it and having these discussions, I feel bad that I brought up, looking back at it after saying it, I feel bad that I brought up, showing these things to her daughter and how I felt about that, because I should never, I don't think it's right to judge anybody's parenting, especially online, because you don't know their life. So I don't think anyone should do that. So I feel bad that I brought it up.
Sorry, and I do, but
for me, I brought it up because it's just trying to understand the motive, the psychology of it all. Why, I've read so many articles about the online experience and why people online do things and act a certain way that they would never do in real life. And a lot of it has to do with, I'm going to say the word wrong, anonymity.
Anonymity.
Thank you.
Anonymity.
I always say the word wrong. A lot of it has to do with that, is that you're hiding behind, and even though some people, we see their face, we actually see their real person, we know their name, or at least their first name, sometimes their full name, but they're still in a sense anonymous because they're not in your hometown, they're not real life friends with you, so you still have this sense of freedom in a way, and it kind of goes back sometimes, unfortunately, into this darker part of your psyche where you feel this freedom to just to behave badly. So I think that's really interesting. I also think it needs to fucking stop.
I am more concerned about the mental health aspect. The people who,
Yeah.
you know, the people who smile smile the biggest go through the most pain, and that is always my concern. It's just the mental health aspect of it, and I'm not excluding the fact that even herself and C could be hurting, but
Right.
you don't hurt. You don't hurt. If you're hurting, you don't hurt somebody else in return.
Yeah.
I actually just talked to my 11-year-old about that because he's just, oh boy. He's in school. There's this kid that he went to school with, that he used to go to school with, that was a bully and ended up coming back 3 years ago. He was in class with him. Somehow or some way, this kid ended up coming to the same class as him this year. And he got, my 11-year-old got back at him for something that this kid did to him 3 years ago. And it's nothing, crazy. He just laughed at this kid about something because this kid laughed at him 3 years ago. And I'm like, I had to sit down and explain to him, you cannot do that. You cannot. First of all, it happened 3 years ago. You know, it's funny the way 11-year-olds, they're just, it's cute. But at the same time, I'm trying to teach him a lesson of, just because he did that 3 years ago, and don't get me wrong, the kid's still on his same trying to bully. But I told him, you have to learn how to ignore. You didn't have to just get back at him for something that he did 3 years ago. You don't
hurt people. You don't hurt people just because you're hurting.
Right. You have to let that go. And just like I told him, I said, God doesn't like vengeance. That belongs to him. Whatever it is that you're mad at this kid about, or if he's still bullying you, the biggest thing that you can do to hurt a bully is ignore. Right. It is. But in that same sense, it's depending upon how severely the bullying gets.
Yeah.
I've just never, I'll be honest, I've never had that bone in my body where, like, I'm looking back, I'm getting flashes right now of all the times I've been hurt by people. And I've never had that bone in my body where my reaction was to hurt the person back.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, I'm human. I have.
I think that some people have that and some people don't. And I think it also depends. For me, like, I've been hurt badly by people, and for me, it was always just, I'd go into just sadness. Like, the madness never bubbled up. It was always just complete sadness.
Oh, I went into the madness like, I'm going to get the other.
Me too, girl. And but seriously, if I'm being completely, like, 100% honest, I can think of one time that I did that, and it was when I was going through my divorce.
Yeah.
And, like, I just acted way the fuck out of my character. Like, but I don't like to hurt people, and
me neither. I don't like to see people hurt.
Stuff. Right. Yeah, and it's upsetting. And I honestly, like, I know maybe sometimes I may not say the best words, but I don't even want NC to be hurt. Like, I really don't.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't either.
She has health. Like, I just wish that, like, all of us could, like our things that we have in common, instead of finding, like, picking apart our different would just be, I don't know, helpful. You see, I've used and as human.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
You were kind of going in and out, so I didn't know if you had stopped talking or not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, and exactly what, like, I've been saying from the very beginning, and what I tried to tell NC when she was up here on the panel, is just because someone hurt you doesn't mean you hurt them back. That's like, we circled back to that with Teaya talking about her son. Like, 2 wrongs don't make a right. The back and forth will never end. It will escalate to the point where some horrible thing's going to happen to someone. It's never going to end unless you end it.
But it also showed that obviously my son was very hurt by what happened 3 years ago.
Because he remembered it 3 years later.
And then obviously he looked at it like, I'm going to get him back. And I had to, his dad and I, we had to sit and have a long talk with him, because obviously that's what you do when you're got to raise your kids. You have to make them know that 2 wrongs don't make a right. And when you are out here trying to retaliate or seek revenge on people, that's just going to come back on you tenfold.
Yeah.
And even with, NC talking about, I'm going to come after this channel, that channel. How about just try something different and stop the behavior, and then maybe things will change, and these channels, you won't give them anything to talk about, right?
Yeah. But if you guys remember,
you seriously think these channels are going to continue to talk about you if you're not giving them anything to talk about?
And
she said on that live, she's like, you guys don't know, but there's been times I've been quiet and I've stayed quiet and they still come. It's like, okay, but eventually they'll have nothing to say because you're being
right.
And I said this to Truth Teller the other day, or maybe it was today or yesterday. I don't know. I've lost track of time. But I said to her that she is such a blessing in so many ways to so many people for what she's doing. And that she is actually taking the heat and taking the target off of so many other people. I really believe that. I believe that she is the target right now.
Yeah, she's the one who's she's after right now. That's for sure.
And in a way, that's a good thing. She's almost like a martyr, like in a way, because I think she can handle it. If anyone can handle it, she can. And she's looking out for everyone else, and she's sticking up for everyone else. Right. And she's formed this community of people that all want to do the same thing. They all want to stick up for the underdog. They all want to stick up for the person who's being bullied. They all want to stop this behavior.
And it doesn't have to happen like this, because at the end of the day, like I said, I don't like to think that anybody's a bad person. I don't like to think that way, except for MC. She's just,
I was going to say.
Yeah.
There are some just that are born bad.
There's some there's just no hope for. And, but I'm saying with Truth Teller, I feel like she has opened up this platform where people can be open and honest, and people who were afraid to speak are now speaking. And that is a good thing. And I've always told her, keep it like that. Do not ever, ever start talking about her looks. And that is why every single thing that's being said in her chat is always turned around and made to look like, oh, they're talking about her having a stroke.
Yeah.
Who in the hell talked about it? I was there for that live. Nobody talked about
Nobody
said.
I read that comment she pinned, and she kept trying to say MJ was mocking a stroke victim. I read that comment like 10 times. I was like, could I take this wrong? Could anyone take this comment the wrong way? Nope. No. She was just saying that she got made fun of for her chronic headaches, which is also a medical condition.
Right. Like, it has nothing to do with mocking. No. And as soon as TT was stood corrected, and I think it was Brandy or somebody was on panel and said she had a stroke, she corrected herself and she said, I apologize, I did not know that excuse me, that she had a stroke. That's my apologies. Like, she can 100% corrected herself, but somehow it's misconstrued and made to look like people are attacking. It's just ridiculous.
But this is what's great. Is that we all know the truth because we see it. We watch Truth Teller, and it's literally on video and saved live, that if her supporters wanted to go look, they could too. I think the problem is that a lot of them have blinders on. I think it's hard to get through to any of them, but there are people that have left her community since Truth Teller has been doing this.
Yeah.
Because of Truth Teller, because of Dear Terms of Service, hopefully because of you, Teaya, because of people speaking the truth and being real and showing receipts. Dear Terms of Service said another thing about Truth Teller, she's also offering the live chat that we cannot offer.
Exactly.
And that's so true.
She offered a different form of opening the line of communication for people to be able to speak.
Right.
And even a pure example is one of her NC supporters came over to my live that I did prior, a couple days, whatever, last week. And she was like, so sitting there letting people in the comments call NC, I guess somebody in the comments may have been talking about NC's weight. She's like, oh, that's real classy. You're keeping it classy. I'll have to pull up that comment. But the thing is that if that was in my comments, I did not see it. I know that the only person who was making those type of comments was Snuffle.
And we've all agreed.
The only person that was making those kind of comments. And guess what? They were deleted. But at the end of the day, they will take anything to make it look like you are just this horrible person. Just like even another comment said, well, you said the R word. Are you freaking serious?
Right.
Like, it's always them trying to discredit you. So people can look at you and say, whoa, she's just horrible. But you can't fucking do it, so stop.
Yeah. And it came out of your mouth and you literally instantly were like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Like,
well, because my mother was a nurse for the mentally challenged. And when back in the day, people used to say that word, and back in the day, people used to say that word, my mom would correct me, and I would get grounded if I ever said that word. And I don't know why that slipped out of my mouth, because I don't say that word normally, but I was so pissed off at that person, that psycho. I was so pissed off that it just came out one time, and I stood corrected and apologized for it. But they will try to use anything to discredit you and make you look like, why are you listening to her? She said the R word. Are you serious? That's the problem. That's what they're going to constantly do. And that's what I tell Truth Teller. They're going to constantly try to discredit you no matter what. There's nothing that you ever will say that's going to be right to them.
Teaya, earlier, Truth Teller said she sent you a clip.
Yes.
Did you want to play that?
I'm not, if she better not try to, I know she's trigger happy striking these channels. She better not do that, because it's only like 5 seconds long.
Well, and it's a voice clip and there's commentary, so
that don't mean shit.
No, I know, you're right.
Teaya, hold on, Teaya, don't even swear it. It's what they do. You have to literally ignore them. I agree. I'm gonna play this. I agree, Larry, 100%. And I do. I really do. After she threw me under the bus, and everything would have been cool when she left my panel, but no, she wants to go and talk about me and then try to pretend like she didn't. No. Okay, I'm gonna play this clip real quick that Truth Teller sent to me. I guess this just happened, maybe. So I'm gonna play it. Let me turn it up.
I'm striking her for a principle purpose. The fact that I'll get to find out who she is just a plus.
Yeah, I heard this earlier.
So unless she wants 3 strikes, she has to give her true identity. And If she doesn't, then her channel will go bye-bye like Brittany's did, because Brittany gave a false address.
Oh my God.
And they can think all they want to.
This is a complete threat.
That's the end of the
Why on okay.
I couldn't understand what she was saying.
Yeah, just happened. Well, I'll tell you what, TT, it happened earlier today too. I heard her say basically the same thing earlier today when she was talking about how she wanted to
let me play it on my phone. I don't understand why it seems like it's a little bit low. Did you guys hear that?
I heard, yeah, I can tell you if you're worried about playing it again. What she's saying is that she's gonna strike TT so that TT has to counterstrike and provide her real identity, including her address and her real name. And she said that's what happened to Brittany. Brittany ended up losing her channel because she provided a fake address. So basically, she's saying she needs Truth Teller's real identity, which is a threat. And why the hell would anyone on YouTube need anyone's real identity, real name, or address unless you were planning on going real life on them?
Yeah,
right? What's the purpose of that?
Why does it matter about her? Why does she want her identity so bad?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Truth Teller, if she does this, okay, you go straight to YouTube with those recordings. Because that is that is saying, like, I want someone's real name and address. Why would you want someone's real name and address unless you're planning on doing something real life? That is a absolute threat in my book.
Yeah, that's not right. Like, what difference does it make? So basically, you're not trying to take her channel down because of bullying. You're trying to take her channel down because you want her true identity?
Exactly.
That's not a reason to do that. Like, why do you care about her true identity? Is it because you know that she's protective? It has to be because she knows that she's protective over her identity.
Yeah, she wants to out her. She wants to out her real name or her real address or whatever, right? Even if it's not address and it's just her real name. Right. She wants to out her, which means either she is planning on herself going real life or she's hoping somebody else in her community will go real life on her. That is a threat.
And here's the thing, why say that out loud? Like,
flip an idiot. That's gonna, yeah, someone just said, just send that clip in with the counterstrike. Exactly.
Yes.
You think she's gonna lose her channel now, ever? I sure don't think so. That's an absolute dangerous thing. Like, I can't believe she admitted that and said that out loud. Twice, apparently. Because Truth Teller said this was just happened, and I heard it earlier today.
Right. That's not good. Like,
that is dangerous.
You're basically just blatantly telling everyone, I'm only striking her because I want her identity.
Yeah. In fact, you could probably strike her first with that clip, to be honest, because that, like, am I overreacting? To me, that is a threat for someone to say they're going to do something in order to get my identity. Yeah, you're basically saying, I'm going to take your channel if you don't give me your identity. Like, she has just as much right as anyone else to keep her anonymity, to remain anonymous. She messed up, man. She messed up.
You can't do that. Like, no.
Yeah, that was a blatant threat. And that is grounds for a harassment charge. Absolutely.
I mean, we've all seen the video with her, like, playing with a knife, you know, and that didn't get taken as a threat, but we know it was. Like, yeah. So.
Oh, they do, Trixie Star? Sorry.
No, it's okay.
They already have documentation on Melissa, so they know she has history. Yeah, I mean, they've read out her court papers of, like, it's too much, you guys. it's too much. Like, I don't, I feel like there's dangerous grounds here, and that is an example of it right there. If Truth Teller wants to be anonymous, then she wants to be anonymous.
Yeah.
Why in the hell do you think that it's your right to know who she is because of why? To sit there and announce that was a big mistake. So you don't even care about, you care more about knowing who she is than the things that she says.
Yeah.
Right.
Larry
then again, the hypocrisy of it all, they were freaking out when was it Lana or Lana? How do you say her name? Is it Lana? It's Lana.
Lana.
Lana. Fuck. Whenever she had like the thumb or the thumbnail, with MC's address, and my God,
that was not her address. It was a house number.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But they lost their shit.
Yeah.
Even with her talking about how someone sent food to her house and the picture, no one would have known that was your house unless you said anything. Nobody. Yep. That's not doxing.
No.
Do you know how many apartments and condos look like that? If you had not said anything, and let's just say Lana didn't say anything, guess what? Nobody would have known that was your house.
Right.
That's not doxing.
And I'm sorry, it's creepy to do that to someone that you're feuding with online, to send them food.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. You chose to give someone online your address, babe.
Right. It's
like
creepy.
You did that. People, Dear Terms of Service made a good comment above that says YouTube tells you to protect your identity.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. 100%. But that's what I'm saying. I think you got a gold mine here, TT, because for her to announce that's a no. Like, you cannot sit there. That's wrong. You cannot sit there on your platform and tell how many people that are watching you, you know how she is always talking about how many people watch her, that you're going to strike somebody to find out their identity. That is abusing TOS. And that is what I'm talking about, you guys. This is why I wanted to have this discussion. Unfortunately, it turns into her because there's a lot of people that has been hurt, obviously. But ultimately, these are the types of creators something needs to be done about. Like, why would you say that? Like, I'm sorry. Even I could try to play devil's advocate and I can't even look at this in a different way. You're literally sitting there saying that you want to strike her channel and take her channel down because you want her identity. And there is no way you can talk yourself out of that. Period.
Because why do you want her identity? Why?
Why do you want to?
So you can send her flowers? Like, no, it's for nefarious reasons. There is no reason that wouldn't be nefarious to wanting someone's identity. There's no reason that wouldn't be nefarious. Either trying to spread their identity out to the masses on your channel or to go real life yourself. Those are the only two reasons that you would need someone's identity. It's a complete threat. It's 100% a threat.
That wasn't the reason, which to me, I think it's more to make TT scared because she's so protective over her identity. Yeah. When I interviewed her, she was very open and honest by saying that she, has a very prestigious job. Her children, her family has a business, things like that. Because she said that, she's so protective that over her identity that, according to me, I feel like this creator is threatening her because she's so protected. That's the one thing that she does not want out. So she's trying to use that to her advantage. But at the end of the day, you can't do that. You can't sit there and say, I'm going to take somebody's channel down because I want their true identity.
Right.
So really, it's ultimately a threat to maybe get you to stop talking.
Well, the third reason would be that she just thinks, okay, I'm going to do this because I know she won't provide her real identity, and then she'll get booted like Brittany did. That's the third reason. But why would you need her identity? Oh, this is just so messed up. And unfortunately, what you have pinned there, what just Larry said, is 100% right. These people aren't the most educated or intelligent, but they're going to get away with it as long as YouTube fails to enforce it. So my fear is that that TT could go to YouTube with this threat and that they won't do anything. That's my fear. I have no hope in YouTube doing the right thing. The first glimmer of hope I got was hearing that CK's channel was down.
Yeah.
Permanently down. Like, that was my first glimmer of hope. But I look at Ashy Cat and I'm like, why the hell is this still up?
Right.
That people have done petitions. There have been I'm talking like thousands of people, not hundreds, thousands of people trying to get her channel down so that she won't freaking OD on live. And so that she stopped getting income to fuel her habit that could potentially kill her.
Right.
And YouTube has not done a thing. They've taken her channel down. I think she got a strike and was banned for a week. And I think that happened like 4 times, but because it wasn't within the same 90-day period, she's still going. She's still kicking. Like, they need to look at these things with human beings instead of with robots.
With robots, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we keep holding on to hope.
That's how I look at it. We keep holding on to hope. We stick together and, keep supporting one another.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, Mel just said Brittany did not get booted because she gave false info. That's what NC said. But yeah, I don't know Brittany or why she got booted.
Yeah, I don't know that situation either.
That's a reminder not to believe anything that NC says.
Right. I don't really know that situation.
Yeah.
But we're going to wrap this up, you guys. Good conversation.
Sorry.
What did you say, Heather?
Thank you for having us.
Always a pleasure having you guys up here.
I love you, sweetie. I'm going to hop down and chat.
Okay, love you guys.
Yeah. Love you too, babe.
Love
Bye.
you. Thank you for coming up. Bye, sweetie. Okay, you guys. I think this was, a really good talk. Unfortunately, it always ends up talking sometimes about different things that are happening. And obviously, in no way am I singling NC out. She's not the only creator that is doing things like this. I mean, for goodness sakes, without a crystal ball, look at all the crap she's done, and she's gotten away with it for years. There's a lot of creators that continue to get away with these toxic, horrible actions. And I just really hope that one day it stops. And I am going to do what Southern Lady did. Hey, all of us should be, contacting YouTube, and not contacting YouTube about a specific creator. Okay. Let me repeat that. Not contacting YouTube about a specific creator, but contacting YouTube to say, can you start paying attention more to toxic creators? Okay. The operative word here is creators, creators. Because people like to take what you say, twist it around and say, she's telling everybody to go. No. Okay. I know how y'all operate. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, creators like Ashy Cats, who should have been off YouTube a long time ago. I'm telling you guys, like, this girl is sick and she needs help. I don't ever want my children, including my oldest, to ever come across Ashy Cat's channel and watch her freaking literally sleeping, standing up because she's so freaking high. Okay. But what I'm saying is that something's got to give. And I do feel like with CK's channel being down, it gives me a little bit of hope. And I hope that people start paying more attention to it. Not people, but YouTube starts paying more attention to it. I would never, ever agree with mass reporting, or, striking a channel for no reason. I don't agree with those type of things. Whatever you believe in, I believe in letting God handle those kind of things, because it's going to happen. When people usually end up screwing themselves, karma is a bitch, and she will always come knocking on your door eventually when you're doing people wrong, when you're talking about people, when you're talking about their looks, when you are, throwing them under the bus for no reason, literally just screwing people over for your content. That is going to catch up to you eventually. It is what the fuck it is. But I would never encourage those types of things, because at the end of the day, I don't want that shit coming back on me. But I do feel like YouTube needs to start being more strict when it comes to these types of things. And even if I was to sit here and try to find every excuse in the book as to why that creator just said what she said about wanting to find out another creator's identity, that's a no-no. Like, I'm sorry. You cannot, like, that's literally like, no. My God. I mean, to even announce that out loud, that wasn't a good idea, because just like Dear Terms of Service said, YouTube encourages people to protect their identity. If Truth Teller wants to be and remain anonymous, then that is her choice. That is her choice. And even if you were to find out who she is, it seems to me like you're already actively trying to find out who she is. And you haven't been able to find out who she is. So you've come to the last resort by trying to strike her channel to find out who she is. You keep trying, but you keep failing. It's not successful. So now you want to resort to violating YouTube's TOS, and that's not good. That's not good. I hope that there's some change with YouTube. How about people just change their behavior? It's very simple. Like, you don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to pick people apart. You don't have to bash people. You don't have to be mean. We can talk about this every day, day after day, day after day, but there's always going to be, you guys, this goes on in every community. This is not the only community where this happens at, okay? There are different communities, obviously, within the YouTube community, and this is everywhere, okay? Everywhere. However, the hypocrisy, one of my biggest pet peeves, and I'm not even saying that I am excluded from it, but I try my best, because the hypocrisy is real. People need to educate themselves, and I'm going to leave it at this. Please educate yourself on what it means to call somebody out versus being a bully, because too many of you people are getting it confused, and it's the lack of intelligence is really starting to get on my nerves. I like to consider myself as an intelligent woman, okay? It's not hard to figure this kind of stuff out. It's not hard to figure out the difference between calling out someone and straight up bullying them. Period. Someone in these chat just said her mother is on the phone in her lap. Oh my God. And you see that, like, when you start talking about family and stuff like that, you're crossing the line too. This shit's got to stop. How can you not see? How can these people not see what is going on here? Like, are you just blind to it? What the hell? Something ain't right. Okay. It's all about respect at the end of the day. Absolutely. It's all about respect. You can call somebody out and, be respectful about it. Sometimes it's harder for some than others. Like if I'm calling out CK, it's very hard for me to be respectful. I'm not going to lie because I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't think she's a nice person. I don't think she's a good person. I think, never mind. What? Oh my God. You see, this is the type of stuff that pisses me off. This is what pisses me off. This was like 20 minutes ago. That is when I got a text telling me I'm stupid for offering truth teller advice. What the hell? They're all ganging up on an older lady. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Mel, that this is happening. Don't worry. We're going to keep talking about this, and hopefully there'll be a change one day. All we can do is hope, like D2S said. And I do want to thank DTOS for being so amazing and having such an amazing channel. Truth Teller as well. Please make sure you subscribe to their channels if you want to know more information about this and you want to do your research. I'm going to do my research for sure because I don't like to speak on things that I don't know fully and that I don't know what happened from the very beginning. I can't speak on MRB and NC because I don't know everything that's happened. I don't know who started it or anything like that. So I would like to know those things before I speak on it. But we will talk about this again, of course. We're always going to do that on this channel. Mel, if you need somebody to talk to, you can always contact me. Enough is enough. We aren't going to let this continue. Yes, if we all stick together, it's going to be, trust me. You'll see. You'll see. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. You guys always make my day. Like I said, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and press the notification bell so you can be notified of all of my future uploads. And this stuff is crazy. All I could say is this is getting out of hand. Like literally seriously, Violet girl, bye. Like, no, this has to stop. I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure that you're here. I'm going to be doing a video about Disney. We're going to change it up a little bit. And I think that's going to be good for us. I think this is something that we need to do. Talk about something different. And we're just going to talk about how Disney really is. You know, we're going to get deep with it. I hope you guys all have an amazing night. I love you guys so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh, now. Oh, my God. Oh, I thought she did something else. Okay, let me get out of here. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.